Hi, this is Lisa Parziel, and today I'm going to show you how to create a child theme for a WordPress blog. So the idea of a child theme is pretty simple. You have a parent theme, and that theme stays intact and you don't change it at all, and then you create a child based on that parent that actually overrides some of the things to make customization, but leaves the parent exactly the way it was. This allows us to be able to really go in and update themes and do things to the parent without having to worry about it affecting or changing or breaking the theme that we spent a lot of time creating and manipulating and, of course, customizing. So the first thing I'm going to show you is that you want to go in and have a copy of whatever theme is your parent and have it installed. So I have already taken the liberty to go onto our testing server, and I have created a subdomain for what I'm going to work on. And I've installed WordPress, just base WordPress with the database. And so now what I'm going to do after I've done that is I'm going to go into, I use Dreamweaver. You can use whatever you like, but I happen to use Dreamweaver. And I'm going to come in here and just show you how to create and set up the actual child theme, and it's actually pretty easy. So I'm going to go ahead and create a brand new folder, and I'm going to label it with my child theme name, so in this case, Wise. Now I'm going to use the UDesign theme. It is definitely one of my favorite themes, and so UDesign, if I go in there and I look, and it has everything I need to manipulate and do the UDesign functionality, but I don't want anything to happen to this one. I want to leave this one completely intact and never touch it. So the first thing I'm going to do in my new child theme, so Wise, W-I-S-E, this is my child theme, is I'm actually going to create a style sheet. So in this case, I'll create a new style sheet. And hold on, let me delete that. And let me try that again. That's not what I wanted to do. I'm going to come in here. Now I can create a CSS. Okay, so here's the CSS sheet, and I'm just going to go ahead and save it. So at least I do have it saved in my child theme, and I'm just going to call it style.css. And so you'll see now you have a style CSS. Now if you go into UDesign, UDesign also has a style.css. So once we actually create the override, style.css will override UDesign's style.css. So I'm going to go into style CSS. That's my cascading style sheet. And I have already created the code, so I'm going to copy it and paste it in here for you to see what needs to happen for the child theme. So it's actually pretty simple. What I always do is I just come in here and I create some code here simply to name the theme, so theme name Wise, and then the URI for either you or, in this case, it's our client. Description is child theme, authors is us, and here's our address. But what's really important here is template. So this has to match exactly. So if I move this over and I look at UDesign, it's U-design, all lowercase. It is case sensitive. What we're doing here is we're saying this is the template. It's a child theme that's overriding this template. So our theme name Wise overrides UDesign, but only for things that we tell it to. So I'm going to save that. And then you'll notice here that, for now, that's all I have. So I'm going to go onto my server, and I'm going to go ahead and in my Wise folder, I'm going to go down here and get to my themes. And notice I don't have either one of these themes uploaded, so I'm going to go ahead and pause for right now, and I'm going to go upload those, and then I'll come back and show you what to do next. Okay, now that we actually have the files moved, and so I have uploaded the UDesign and the Wise theme over here onto the server. I'm now logged in, so go and log in to your WordPress site, And now I'm going to come over here to Appearance and choose Themes. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to activate the child theme. So the child theme. So here is our main theme, and a lot of times I'll replace this image with something that says do not activate this theme. And then I will replace this image with something that says this is the theme. So this is our child theme called Wise. And notice that it actually put our name here because we put that in that CSS sheet. So I'm going to say activate. And now the current theme is the child theme. Now if I wanted to test that, I could go now look at that particular site and notice that the UDesign theme is now the theme. Now something to understand is that we have nothing in this theme. Nothing at all is in this child theme at this moment. So right now it's reading everything from its parent. UDesign is the parent, Wise is the child. But because of what we put in here, so if we look at this code again, we told this theme to go get anything that's missing from this theme. So this is the child, this is the parent. And so this is where there's a couple things that are very specific to UDesign significantly. So I'm going to go back in and show you guys a couple things you want to change to the UDesign template before you even get started. If you fail to do these, you're going to fail to actually be able to use the child theme successfully. So when you come down here in the panel, you can see the UDesign theme. You simply want to go to the theme options and now scroll down, and you will eventually see a setting that's down here a little ways down, and hopefully I didn't pass it up. I may have. And I may have already passed it up. Let me go a little bit slower. And what we're looking to do is we're looking for a checkbox that's going to allow us to use child themes. And what that does is it's going to say, hey, it's okay, I can go read the child theme right from, and it's right here. So enable style.css, we check this, and it says, hey, I can go look at that child theme. So it says enabled in style.css, located in the themes root folder. And for us, this is going to be the child themes root folder. So once we check that and hit save, that is the only thing that we technically have to change in the UDesign theme. Now I will tell you there's quite a lot of stuff with UDesign specific that you can do very quick and easy, simple, like adding logos and changing the height and logo dimensions, and you can come in here and that phone number that's at the top, you can change that. You can come in here and even change things about left and right positioning. You can change things with fonts and what fonts to use. You can change colors, and if you enable this, you can change link colors and body text colors and things like that. It's definitely a choice on whether you do it in here or whether you come right in here and do it in the style sheet. So now that we've enabled that, we can now, when we are making changes, so for example, if I want to change something, and I'm going to go look at the theme, if I want to change something about the footer, so I don't want this particular thing in the footer, there's two things we can do. Now the first thing is we could use UDesign, actually controls the footer right here in that panel we were in just a minute ago. So if you click on UDesign, you can come all the way down, it's all the way down to the bottom, and here are the footer options. So I can say, hey, don't show, this is proudly powered by WordPress, don't show RSS, don't show comments, and then if I wanted to change, copyright 2013, whatever the text you want is, you can do it right here in the theme itself. And so if I do it right here in the theme, and I go to Pest Control Main, you can now see that I changed the footer. But alternatively, this is where the child theme starts becoming very powerful. I can override the parent, so I'm going to go into the parent and I'm going to make a copy of footer.php, and I'm going to go ahead and place it in my child theme. And be careful, I always close this when I'm working so that I don't confuse where I am and make inadvertent mistakes. So once I get into footer.php, it'll show me what footer.php looks like, and somewhere down here it would have code that would, do some things if you want to change it in there. And just to kind of show you a little bit, I'm just going to put some text right here. Just so you can see that I can come and override the parent and use the footer. So I'm going to save that, and then I'll just come and upload. And remember, we want to upload to the child and not the parent. So I upload it to my child. And what I've effectively done now is footer.php is going to override the uDesign footer.php. But every other file that uDesign is using, it doesn't override. So only that in which I want to change, or I choose to change, really is done like that. So now if I go ahead and refresh, down here at the bottom, if I've done it correctly, and down here at the bottom you show, obviously it doesn't look right, that's not the way it should be, but it does show text that will show up on the footer. So I have overridden, and notice that some other things have changed too, like some colors and some things like that. That's because I started using that child theme. So now that you're in the child theme, you can come in here and start making changes to whatever you'd like. Okay, so I just went and fixed. I had messed something up in the footer. That's what changed the color. But the idea here is now the footer is changed, and I will show you. So things like, say, you're in the uDesign theme, and you need to change something, for example, that might be in another part. So maybe it's part of the scripts, or maybe it's somewhere else. Again, you could just come in here and you can change it and put it into here. So for example, when I want to overwrite images, I would create a images folder inside of the sub-theme, and I would put my images in here and reference them in here. I tend not to use the media library, but you guys can do what you want. But at the end of the day, so this is pretty simple. As I start deciding I want to change some things, so for example, if I don't like the font or colors or things like that, I can just come into my style sheet. I can go into the uDesign style, figure out what it is I want to change, and then go ahead inside of the, let me shut that down, this particular style. For example, if I wanted to say, hey, on the body, I want to make a style selector, font color, by default, make that black or gray, or something like that, and that's going to override anything in the parent. So then I could just upload the styles and it would then do that. So that's about it. That's how you make a child theme. It is actually pretty easy. The hardest part is figuring out what you need to change, and then again, if you want to change something, you then just copy that particular file in here and change it, or you change it on the style sheet, but never ever ever touching the original theme. And that way, when uDesign comes out with an update, literally all we have to do is put the new theme in here. It'll have all the updates. This will still override the parent, and it ensures us that we never have to worry about redoing our theme again. If you have any questions, you can always contact me at lisa@portsidemarketing.com. That's Lisa at PORTSIDE marketing.com.